Hey Gary, guess what time it is?
Friday the 13th.
It's Friday the 13th time. Yeah! Hello, I'm Richard, and this is...
Gary.
And we finished... Which, I'm looking in the wrong place. And we finished watching Friday the 13th, Part 2. Just in time for August 13th.
August 13th?
Just in time for October 13th, 2017.
Okay, so one of the things that I love about this movie is that, well, I love about the beginning of the movie anyway, is that rather than just give us a flashback, I like the fact that it was set up as a nightmare, which, helps the scary element, that it is a nightmare that she's got. But what I'm really curious about is, do people really dream that vividly? Because I know I don't dream that vividly. Or at least I don't remember my dreams well enough to know that I dreamt that vividly.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting when Alice is talking to her mother. I think, what an uncaring bitch for a mother. I mean, at least Mrs. Voorhees cares enough and shows enough devotion to her son to go kill everybody.
Yeah.
While poor Alice has just gone through this traumatic nightmare, and her mother is like, just making things difficult for her instead of working.
Do people actually move that much when they're dreaming and sleeping? I guess sleeping, dreaming, and how the way Alice is just moving in her bed, just like this. I mean, do people actually do that? Because every time I dream something vividly like that, I'm startled up. I wake up.
Do you?
And I just find it kind of bizarre. And when she does wakes up from the dream, startling wake up is from the least intense moment in her dream. When she says, "The boy is still out there," and then she's like, "Ah!" She wakes up from her dream. Oh, okay. So we don't know where Alice lives. It's not given to us at the beginning of the movie. But somehow Jason knows where she lives. How did he get this information? Where did he get the information to find her?
Did he learn to read and was able to find the yellow pages?
Did he look through the yellow pages? Did he find the police report? But then if he found the police report, he'd have to go to the police station somehow. There's no computers at this time. There's no home computers at this time, so it's not like he can look it up on the computer. So he'd have to go to the police station somehow, and considering how he looks, how we find out how he looked at the end, he would be someone that you would totally remember walking into the police station. And I think they would be freaking out a bit. Jason never spoke. So did he go to the police station and he's like, "Hey, I'm looking for this chick named Alice"? I mean, how did he get all this information? We don't even know where she may have moved to New York for all we know. And he took a bus? And how did he get the bus ticket? Where did he get the money? He's living in the woods. Did he steal the money? What's up with that? The cat through the window. Now, I'm sure back in the day when it came out, it was fairly a new thing, I guess? The cat gag? Let me get this right. Jason breaks into Alice's apartment, puts his mother's head in her refrigerator, and waits for Alice to go to the refrigerator before he attacks. Right? Okay. What if Alice doesn't go to the refrigerator? What if she's like, "I'm sleepy, I'm just going to bed"? So would Jason have just waited and all night long until the next morning, until maybe she wants to make breakfast, and then she opens the refrigerator and then he's like, "Oh my god, about fucking time." Let's say she decides, "I'm not going to eat here, I'm just going to go out." And then she goes out and she's going to go have breakfast. So she never once goes to her refrigerator. So what? Jason's just going to wait in the corner or something until she finally comes back home? He took a pretty good chance there to expect her to actually open the refrigerator at that moment. You know what I mean? Where was he hiding, by the way? She's all walking around in the kitchen.
It doesn't seem like a very large place.
It's not a very large kitchen.
And it's very well lit.
And it's very well lit. So suddenly she's opened the refrigerator and there he is, boom. I know. A lot of horror movies have to cheat. I am going to mention a few cheating moments.
What the hell was the point of taking the kettle off of the stove?
Yeah, I thought about that too. Why did he do that?
I mean,
that was very considerate of him, by the way. So the water doesn't boil and, boil over, or not boil over, but dry out.
Right.
You know?
Or, leaving the stove on. Is he leaving this? It's like, it made no sense.
That was pretty nice of him, though. He was very thoughtful. I think so.
Okay.
This place is spooky.
Looks like somebody dragged it out here. Yeah, what for?
The girl says, this place is spooky. And then what does she do? She walks off into the woods.
That's the mood for stupid.
All right, an ass. Your camp counselor, people. We get a lot of shots of the girls' asses. And the boobs. The bouncing boobs.
The bouncing boobs.
And the asses, the jiggling butts. And even the butt with the girl looking for her brush in the car. We get a long shot of that butt. And then, of course, we get the naked girl swimming. So we get to see her boobs. And her butt. And her vagina. And then we get other girls taking their shirts off. So either the bras, putting their shirts on. It's a lot. And being gay. And him being gay.
So I love the hot dog scene.
Yes, I thought that was amusing too.
It's like, you're cooking hot dog. It's like, okay.
This whole thing's ridiculous, really. Two of our kids got hauled in today. Of course, 5 years ago, some girl panics and falls out of a canoe. It's absurd.
Because a woman panics and falls out of a canoe. Really? That's what they're going with? They're basically saying that the events that happened at Camp Crystal Lake, everybody's forgotten about it, and now it's just a story of a hysterical woman. So the people that died, they're all forgotten after 5 years. Wow, is really absurd.
That's a sloppy
That's
writing.
almost offensive when you think about it. Because all these people that died, and he's just like, ugh, it was nothing.
Vicky? Vicky? Is that you?
I believe the only sound we heard was lightning. Why would he ask if that was Vicky? We get the slow camera creeping up to wheelchair guy from front and back. Front and back. And at no point do we see anyone behind him. Creeping up behind. At no point. So we see it like the camera goes in front of him and then goes back and then whack right across the face. That's a cheat! And I don't like it.
So I don't understand why in movies the people just stand there. It's our nature to have fight or flight. That's the whole point, right? So I'm watching this and I'm seeing her just stand there and I'm thinking, what the hell? That is not a normal human reaction at all. You are either going to fight or you're going to run.
He's moving so slow for one thing, and she's just going, bitch, move. Really? Oh, how does the pee flow out like that? Especially she's wearing pants. It looked like, like somebody spraying at the edge of the bed. Come on! Okay, she's under the bed, and she does. Okay, first, there's a sound. To me, sounds like he opens and closes the door.
But I think it's him getting up on top of the chair.
Trying to fake her out. Then, as she's crawling out from under the bed, there he is on a chair. So it's like, okay, even if he didn't fake her out with the door and he got on the chair, there is no possible way she would not have known or seen him get up on the chair.
Right.
Because she was clearly looking out in that general direction.
Yep.
The point is, the film is cheating again! Cheating! How does Jason get the eye hole perfectly over his eye? I mean, it's a bag for one thing, so the bag would be moving. So how does the eye hole stay perfectly over his eye and doesn't move at all? I mean, that's a pretty amazing skill. And the big question is,
Paul? Where's Paul?
what happened to Paul?
Right.
Jenny keeps calling for Paul, but what happened to Paul? Was that whole sequence a dream? Was the whole movie a dream?
Maybe Jenny was the killer.
So, Gary, what did you think of Friday the 13th Part 2? You've seen it before, right?
Yes.
Before this viewing. Okay.
It's fine.
Do you have a lot of nostalgia for it?
No, not really.
Why, you saw it as an adult?
I saw it as an adult.
I saw it, I was probably in middle school, and so I have a lot of nostalgia for it. I think that's one of the main reasons I like the movie, is because of that. I think for the time, it's a good movie. The pacing is very dated, because nowadays horror movies have a faster pace. Back then, the pace is slower. The
Anticipation.
The building to kill shots are slower, and the chase scenes are longer. Especially the final girl chase scene is much longer. I do like it. I like the final girl. Actually, the characters in this movie are all likable. Just like in the first Friday the 13th, we don't have the asshole character that starts becoming a trope in all the other slasher movies. We don't have the asshole character. We don't have the bitchy queen. They're likable, but they're also kind of bland.
I said I don't know if it's that I'm getting older, but I do find that jump scares actually cause me to jump. Yeah, it's weird. And even when I know it's coming, because I've seen it before, in this movie, it still does it.
Like, what was a jump scare?
The one when he broke the window
With his hand?
with his hand
Wow.
at the beginning. And then the other one was at the end when he jumped through the glass. I knew it was coming. I knew he was going to jump through the glass. And it still made me jump.
That's it. Till the next Friday the 13th. I'm Richard.
I'm Gary.
Bye. Maybe Paul never really existed. It was all in her mind.